Hello viewers, as you know, the CPU or the processor of your system can change the power state. So there are multiple power states available in the CPU. So the main aim of the power state is to give performance when required and to work in a low performance mode or low power mode whenever the system is idle. So this is done to save power. It is done to optimize performance uh, and power both. And other thing is it is environmental friendly also, because what happens is if your system is attached to the power supply and your system is idle, then it will draw less power from the system. It will save your electricity bills. It will be more uh, environmental friendly. So there are multiple uh, you can say reasons why the power states are included in your CPU. So normally in a normal Linux system, these modes are available, but the user cannot directly access the modes or change the modes. Either the system will do it automatically, or you have to install certain applications or packages to do it manually. So CPU power is one such application which will allow you to change the power state of your CPU. So in any Debian based Linux distribution or Debian itself, the CPU power application is there. So first we have to search, because in different Linux distributions the name might be little bit different. So you have to issue this command sudo apt search CPU power. So here you can see it will show you all the CPU power named packages. So any package with the name CPU power, it will show. So it is showing us the library C CPU power. So this is the C library for the CPU power. Then lib CPU power 1 is there. So that is also available. One is the developer or development file. So this is used by the developers to develop the application. So that one file is there. Then the main application library file, that is libc CPU power 1 stable, is available. And the Linux CPU power, so this is the actual application or the bin file. So this will install the bin file for the CPU power. So now to install CPU power, you have to use this command sudo apt install CPU power 1. So the name of the application in Debian is CPU power 1. So if you try to install CPU power, it will not install. You have to use CPU power 1. And you can see it will get installed, and some additional packages like libc CPU power 1 is there. So that will also get installed, and the linux CPU power along with the libc CPU power 1 will be installed. So once the system is installed, you can issue this command to check the power states or the default power state of your system, sudo CPU power. So just issuing sudo CPU power will not do, because you have to give the arguments. These are the arguments, that is the frequency-info, frequency-set, idle info, idle set, info, monitor and help. So frequency info will just show you which are the available power states or the frequency states of a CPU that is there on your system. Frequency set is used to set the CPU power to certain frequency or certain performance state. Idle info will give you the CPU state at the idle, and you can also set the idle state. So you can set certain CPU certain CPU frequency for the idle idling state, and it can be shown using the idle-info argument. And you can use the set argument to set the CPU state or CPU frequency state to certain frequency, and you can use the monitor to monitor the CPU state, and help is the general help. So help will use the mandb or the manual database to help you out with the command, that is the CPU command. Now you have to note that all commands can make use of the -c CPU list option, and you can use CPU power help to give further help for all the above commands. Now let us use the CPU power frequency info command. So sudo CPU power frequency dash info, it will show you the driver name. So you can see the driver name is ACPI CPU frequency. CPUs which can run at the same hardware frequency 0, CPUs which need to have their frequency correlated by software 0. Maximum transition latency cannot determine or it is not supported. Hardware limits, so your CPU can be programmed, or you can set the frequency from 1.4 gigahertz to 3 gigahertz. So this is called the stepping frequency. So the minimum is 1.4 gigahertz and it can step up to 3 gigahertz for individual CPU cores or logical cores. Available frequency steps. So you can see there is no granular control of the frequency limit, so it cannot go in very small steps. It will just go in steps. So you can see the steps available from the bottom to top is 1.4 gigahertz, then the next one step is 1.7 gigahertz, and the final step or the high performance step is 3 gigahertz. And also you can set the CPU frequency governors. So right now the conservative, on-demand, user space, power save, performance, and the shared util CPU governors are available in the system. Current policy, I had already said this. So the current policy is frequency should be between 1.4 gigahertz to 3 gigahertz. The governor performance may decide which speed to use within this limit. So I think I had set the performance CPU scheduler. So the performance CPU scheduler is right now working and the system is set for the performance mode. You can see here the current CPU frequency 3 gigahertz, that is the current CPU frequency because the performance governor has been selected and it is active. Now boost state support, it is supported, active yes, boost state 0, total states is 3. The P state, that is the P0, that is the top state, is 3 gigahertz or 3000 megahertz. P state 2, that is the minimum 1400 megahertz or 1.4 gigahertz. And the middle state, that is the P state P1, is 1700 megahertz or 1.7 gigahertz. So that's it. You can use all these commands to change the power state on your system. Power and performance both are go hand in hand. So if you increase the power, it will increase the performance and vice versa. So that's it. I will now stop the video here. See you in the next video with some more technicalities of Linux. Bye bye.